Question, various other reporters started asking the same questions to Karine Jean-Pierre, the president's spokesperson. Clip 2.
Can I follow up on that?
Okay. I just called in somebody. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Curly wouldn't answer James's question, though. Are you going to answer the question? Not a reasonable question to ask, but the President of the United States was involved, as this message seems to suggest, in some sort of coercive conversation for business dealing by his son. I mean, is that something? If he wasn't, then maybe you should tell us.
So here's the thing, and I appreciate the question. I believe my colleague at the White House Counsel has answered this question already, has dealt with this, has made it very clear. I just don't have anything to share outside of what my colleagues have shared, and so I would refer you to him and the DOJ. I'm just not going to comment from here.
Text messages.
What I can tell you is I know that my colleague has dealt with this. He addressed this at the White House Counsel. I just don't have anything else to share. I just answered the question.
Yes or no? Was the president involved in the
I just answered. Stephen, I just answered the question. It's not up to you how I answer the question. I just answered the question by telling you my colleagues at the White House Counsel has dealt with this, and I would refer you to them. Okay.
Can you just remind us what your colleague said from the White House Counsel so we have it?
I would refer you to them, and they will share their statement with you.
My question is about your statements from that podium. You stated that the president stands by his comment from the 2020 campaign that he never once discussed his son's overseas business dealings with his son. And you stood at that podium and you reaffirmed that. Do you stand by your reaffirmation?
What I will say is nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And I will leave it there. Anything else, I will refer you to the White House Counsel.
This is not a change?
I just answered the question. You just asked me, does my statement change? I just told you nothing has changed. That's answering the question. Go ahead.
The president was there 2 days ago.
Go ahead, Stephen.
Just stop that. That's so silly.
That was the end of it.
That was so... You know what? Here's what she should say. Karine Jean-Pierre, because, okay, I don't think she's very good at her job, but I also sympathize with the position oftentimes that White House spokespersons are in when they're asked about questions that they don't want to deal with. You shouldn't be in that job if you aren't ready, prepared. What should
で、あ
she
そこにい
say?
るから大体
Listen.
あの
The White
It's
House
one to
lawyers
Burundi.
have told me to zip it because this is a serious issue. And so you can ask me all day about Joe Biden, the president, and his dealings with his son, but I'm not going to answer any of them because I could potentially say something that would get myself and the president in trouble. White House lawyers said zip it, and so I'm zipping it. By the way, the statement that she keeps referring to the White House Counsel, I read it, was like 2 sentences. And she wouldn't even repeat for the last lady who was asking her about it, what the White House Counsel has said, which basically is nothing. So they're not commenting on this situation. By the way, Hunter Biden went with Joe Biden to Camp David over the weekend, I'm sure, to try to get their stories straight.
They had business to discuss. And we paid for that trip.
Well, it's a president, so we pay for all of it. So
You're welcome, Jeff.
So, Ed, what do you think?
Well, first of all, this reminds me of a conversation I had with my wife 2 weeks ago about some leftover chicken wings. She said, I put the chicken wings in the refrigerator before we went to bed. When I got up the next morning, they were gone. And I said, I would refer you to the refrigerator. She said, I just want to know if you ate them. And I said, I want to repeat,
Right.
I would just
Refer
refer you to the refrigerator where they were last seen.
Yes.
No, listen, I absolutely agree. I think this is, first of all, I agree with all that you just said. First of all, Karine Jean-Pierre is incompetent. She's not able to do this job the way, and I'm not just saying it because she's a member of the left. There have been fine White House spokespersons working for Democratic presidents.